Welcome to the module on leadership and power, handling the group's conflict. The learning objectives of this module are: the learner will understand the meaning of leadership and power, the importance and functions of leadership, the personal characteristics of leaders, the concept of group conflict, and the role of a leader in resolving conflicts. Introduction. Leadership is about influencing others for the benefit of individual, group, and organizational goals. Group leadership helps groups to optimize their performance. Groups are social systems made up of people in interaction. While working with groups, it is very essential to understand group dynamics and to use them. Without a thorough understanding of group dynamics, the leader will be unable to help members satisfy their needs or help the group accomplish its tasks. The role of a leader becomes very important when a conflicting situation arises. She or he can take the necessary steps to resolve the conflict. Leadership and power. Leadership and power are interrelated concepts. A good leader empowers the people she or he leads. The leader uses power effectively to achieve the group goals. A leader is expected to neutralize or minimize conflict and not allow it to grow and run rampant. When a leader is aware about group conflict, she or he should take immediate action to resolve the issue. Right action taken by a leader can inspire other group members. Good leadership involves a clear vision, sharing that vision with other group members, providing information, knowledge, and methods to realize that vision, coordinating and balancing the conflicting interests of all the group members. A leader emerges in times of crisis and is able to think and act creatively in difficult situations. In simple words, leadership is the art of motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal. Effective leadership is based upon ideas that are communicated to others in a way that engages them. Houston, Strobe, and Jonas define group leadership as influencing, motivating, or enabling oneself and others to contribute towards the effectiveness and viability of groups. This definition also comprises leaderless groups, example, self-managed work groups, which may be led by agents external to the group as well as by shared or team leadership. Bradford and Cohen argue that the predominant conception of a heroic leader undermines the principally positive effects of shared responsibility for leadership functions. In contrast, shared leadership and team leadership denote group-lived leadership concepts that go beyond the commonly held concept of a single leader, in that the responsibility for leadership functions, the exercise of leadership behavior, and the perceptions of leadership roles are shared among group members. These concepts complement the view of a single leader who is more informed and confident than others, with the view that leadership is a mutually influencing process. Meaning of power. Power is a dynamic process rather than a static characteristic. A sense of power is experienced at individual and group levels. Too much and too little power may lead to frustration and dissatisfaction. A leader should not overpower, but rather empower members to act in caring and responsible ways. There are strategies for effective handling of group power struggles. Balancing power requires communication, emotional support, tolerance for different opinions, and encouragement of independence and interdependence of group members. Sims has suggested some strategies for effective handling of group power struggles, which are as follows. Recognize group members' natural need for autonomy. Assist them in learning effective ways to negotiate their needs instead of using authoritarian rule. This does not mean permissiveness, but rather being respectful. Let group members know that you are not getting into a power tug of war. Instead, you seek to work with them in resolving issues. Leaders recognize that power that is given freely is more effective than power that is taken by force. When group members feel that they are not empowered, they may react to the power imbalance in destructive ways, such as engaging in unhealthy behavior just to spite the authority figure. A leader can offer choices, options, respect the individuals, and teach effective negotiation skills. Sim also warns against the frequent use of autocratic choices, that is, narrow choices that offer no real freedom of choice, or offering choices you have no intention of honoring. Group members need to contribute to the group in an appropriate manner. Group leaders that encourage authentic member responsibilities not only actively engage members but also demonstrate respect and trust. It was once said that one deserves a hug the least when she or he may need it the most. Group members are human and bound to make mistakes. At times it may be necessary to reaffirm that the group member is valued. Group members with caring relationships appear to handle stress better and tend to be healthier in that they live longer and report being happier. Group members share quality time along with ample encouragement and praise under the leadership of an effective and understanding leader. The leader encourages members to discuss and resolve conflicts as they emerge during the group process. It is also helpful to point out that encountering conflict and dealing with it are normal steps. This can be avoided by providing individual attention to isolated members and by stimulating all members to incorporate beliefs, ideologies, and values that celebrate difference and transcend individual differences. The group leader can also help by fostering the full participation and integration of all group members into the life of the group. Importance and functions of leadership. A group leader is the symbol of group unity. She or he has a special position in the group and acts as a primary agent for the betterment of the group members. The functions of the leader are as a planner, to determine the ways by which the group will achieve their goals. The leader does short-term or long-term planning and decides the time frame of the plan. As a policy maker, a leader establishes the group goals, objectives, and policies. She or he is the source of readily available information and skills and also acts as a mediator if any conflicting situations arise in the group. As an expert, as a specialist in some fields of information, she or he may participate in the formulating of policy and planning, but this role is generally that of a commentator, critic, and special resource person. As an ideologist, most leaders are ideologists to some extent. That is, their attempts to lead reflect some pattern of beliefs as to what the goals of the group should be and how they should be attained. Personal characteristics of leaders. The person who is appointed, elected, or otherwise perceived as leader rates higher in intelligence. A leader should be trustworthy and honest. A good leader should be enthusiastic about the work and the role of a leader. Group members respond more openly to a leader who is passionate and dedicated. She or he should be a source of inspiration and motivate group members towards the required action and cause. Apart from other responsibilities assigned, she or he needs to be seen as part of the team working towards the group goals. A leader should be confident so as to inspire other group members and draw out the trust and best efforts of the team to complete the task. She or he should be tolerant of ambiguity and should remain calm, composed, and steadfast to the main purpose. When a crisis situation arises, a good leader should take it as a challenge and try to overcome it. A leader should be analytical. Apart from viewing a situation as a whole, she or he should be able to break it down into subparts for closer inspection. A good leader should be committed to the group members. She or he should not only maintain high standards, but also should be proactive in raising the bar in order to achieve excellence in all areas for the best interests of the group members. She or he should have good communication skills. Regardless of the situation, she or he should stay positive even in the face of serious mistakes. Principles for practice. A leader should be knowledgeable about the theoretical constructs that have been proposed about the stages of group development. Knowing what normative behavior is for members at each stage can help the leader to assess whether the group is making progress towards achieving its goals. The leader can also help to identify dysfunctional behavior in an individual group member or problems that are the responsibility of the group as a whole. The following practice principles are derived from an understanding of group development. The leader should use systematic methods of observing and assessing the development of the group and should teach group members about the predictable stages of group development. Groups generally begin with members exploring the purpose of the group and the roles of the leader and each member. The leader should provide a safe and positive group environment so that members can fully explore the group's purpose and the resources available to accomplish the group's goals. After the initial stage of development, groups often experience a period of norm development, role testing, and status awareness that results in expression of difference among members and the leader. In such a case, the leader should help members understand that these expressions of difference are a normal part of group development. Structure has been demonstrated to increase member satisfaction, increase feelings of safety, and reduce conflicts in early group meetings. A lack of structure can lead to feelings of anxiety, insecurity, and can lead to acting out and projection. Therefore, the leader should provide sufficient structure for group interaction, particularly in early group meetings. Tension or conflict sometimes develops from differences among members. The leader should help the group resolve conflict by helping the group develop norms, emphasizing the importance of respect and tolerance, and by mediating the differences and finding a common ground for productive work together. Groups enter a middle stage characterized by increased group cohesion and a focus on task accomplishment. To encourage movement towards this stage, the leader should help members stay focused on the purpose of the group, challenge members to develop an appropriate culture for work, and help the group overcome obstacles to goal achievement. In the final stage, the leader should help members review and evaluate their work together by highlighting accomplishments and pointing out areas that need further work. Groups sometimes experience strong feelings about endings. According to Ronald and Robert, the leader should help members recognize these feelings, review what they accomplished in the group, and help members plan for termination. Group conflicts. There are times when a conflicting situation arises in the groups. Conflict can be defined as any situation where incompatible activities, feelings, or intentions occur together. It may occur within any group, as there are people with different beliefs, values, and experiences. If not carefully managed, conflict can escalate to violence and harm the relationships. The conflicts can begin due to misunderstandings, embarrassment, hurt, pride, prejudice, fear, change, jealousy, insults, accusations, and peer pressures, to name a few. Most of the factors or situations that lead to conflict could be due to varied perspectives on the situation, differing belief systems, and values resulting from personal background and accumulated life experiences, and differing objectives and interests. Contribution of leadership to conflict. The role of a leader is to create harmony within the group. However, she or he can also be a source of initiating conflict within a group. Some of the ways in which a leader can contribute to conflict are setting a poor example in the group, being too slow or easygoing, unable to make decisions, very rigid, poorly informed, overly critical and negative, lack of participation in the group, displaying superiority behavior. Role of leader in resolving conflict. A leader needs to function in an orderly and purposeful manner in a situation of conflict in the group. For a group to function properly, the leader's goals and the group goals must be the same. The leader should assist the group in setting goals in accordance with the group's norms and values. He or she should keep in mind the best interests of the group members and should receive input from all the group members. At times, conflicts may arise between goals due to the fact that a small group of members are not in agreement with the whole. In such a situation, the leader should justify the goal and gain their agreement. The leader can fully explain the goal and convince the uncooperative members. A leader can maintain stability in the group by quickly eliminating conflict in an objective and reasonable manner. He or she can take certain steps to deal with conflict whether internal or external in nature. In order to diffuse conflict in a group, he or she can use skills such as explanation, giving alternatives, negotiation, counseling, investigation, and authority. Group conflicts often arise due to misunderstandings among the group members. These often can be resolved by a simple statement or explanation. If the explanation fails, a leader can come to some sort of compromise through negotiation or the offering of alternatives. By demonstrating a firmness and authority in attitude, a leader may be able to dissolve the persisting conflict. A leader can also ease unrest in certain situations by offering counseling or further investigation into the situation. The fact that the members with the conflict realize that someone is taking notice of the situation will further calm them. Good communication is the key to settling problems peacefully within a group. Non-verbal communication or body language also has a tremendous impact on those who observe and interpret it. It can encourage or discourage a fight. Successful conflict resolution and negotiation depends on the use of positive communication skills. If a leader cannot reach an agreement, the conflict may need to be resolved through mediation or arbitration. The mediator is sometimes an independent third party that acts as a facilitator and can be another group member. The goal of mediation is to help the disputing parties find and agree on a win-win situation in which each party's needs are met. A mediator facilitates a discussion between the disputing parties by asking open-ended questions that may encourage a discussion of solutions. Mediators try to help the people involved in the dispute reach their own agreement and achieve practical, sustainable resolutions. Mediation is usually contrasted with arbitration, which should be used as a last resort. Arbitration is the submission of a conflict to a disinterested third party who makes a final and binding judgment to decide who is right. Typically, arbitration leaves at least one person with resentment and anger about the decision and towards the arbitrator. However, both parties involved in the conflict should abide by the decision made by the arbitrator and agree to let go of the conflict with no hard feelings towards other persons. Summary of this module. In this module, the learner got an opportunity to learn about the concept of power and leadership and the important functions of leadership. The learner also gained an understanding on the concept of group conflict. The role of the group leader in resolving conflict and stabilizing the group was also clarified. Thank you for attending this module.